Hi everybody, this week we're in Syracuse. We're going to be talking about spotted lanternfly and tree of heaven, its preferred host species. First off, we're going to start with identifying tree of heaven. Looking at the leaves, compound leaf, opposite leaflets, and they can have upwards of 6 pairs of leaves per 6 pairs of leaflets per leaf. And during this time of year, it also has these brown seed pods, which are getting ready to fall off and spread. Tree heaven is the preferred host species of spotted lanternfly. They love feeding on it with their piercing mouth parts, and they love laying their eggs on it. I'm walking under a grove of them right now in Franklin Square, kind of near the Inner Harbor, and I'm just going to take a second to show you some of the bark of some of these trees. So this is the more mature bark of tree of heaven. You can see it has these kind of white splotches, white stripes through it. But it has this dark kind of craggy bark, and it's hard. It's not really easy to peel off like some other types of trees. And then over here we kind of have the a little bit younger, less mature version of the bark, where it has a lighter color. It still has these white striations through it, but again, it's pretty solid. There's no pieces you can really flake off or anything like that. So tree of heaven is an invasive species like spotted lanternfly, and it loves growing in places where people don't really take a lot of care of the landscape, right? So in these kind of in-between areas, or no man's land between industrial buildings and sidewalks and old mill buildings, it can pop up anywhere in sidewalk cracks or in little cracks in the concrete or landscape. It's a very tenacious tree. Perfect example of it is right here, where the tree is growing just out of this crack in concrete. And here's an example of the more younger bark where it's lighter and has these lenticels. But you can still see those compound leaves and light bark and just growing right out of the concrete. So there's likely tree of heaven growing in your community. If you're feeling particularly motivated during this time of year in the late fall and early winter, you can look on tree of heaven to see if there's any spotted lanternfly, or you could also look at any other host trees. There's dozens of them. And addition to that, you can look throughout the winter for egg masses that are on the bark, and we'll include some information on how to identify those egg masses, and if we ever find some, we'll make sure that we post videos of those too. So I hope you enjoyed learning about spotted lanternfly and tree of heaven this week. We'll see you again next week. Thanks everybody, bye.